Okay, so this is going to be kind of a little bit in-depth reading about the Menendez brothers. I asked 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 questions. So the questions I asked were, did Eric and Lyle lie about why they killed their parents? This is the first one. Then I asked if they lied about any abuse, because I know they get accused of lying about that. Then I asked if they will be released from prison. Then I asked more about whether they would be released from prison. Then I asked if it had anything to do with money. And then I asked again about their freedom, just for clarification. So let's start with the first one. Did Eric and Lyle lie about why they killed their parents? So this is actually, it's kind of like, okay. It's kind of hard to explain because it's not half and half, because they didn't lie about their father, but it looks like they are not entirely honest about the mother. With the father, they were very truthful about it. Everything they said about him appears to be true based off just this rating alone. He would be the king in this scenario, the King of Cups. Everything they told about him was honest. He did everything they said. And they were actually ashamed to bring it to light. They didn't even want to. Because, let me give you a small meaning of the King of Cups. So, the reverse king reveals emotional vulnerability. If this applies to an individual in your life, you may be dealing with someone who is volatile right now. This person may be secretive, ashamed, and uncommunicative with when not blaming others for their predicaments. So this was a situation where he was volatile and they felt vulnerable even just discussing this and bringing it up, which makes sense considering what they said. But we didn't get any more about the mother there, just the father. So with the Ten of Swords reversed, this is more about, so I said, did they lie about any of the allegations against the father? And it was no, they didn't. They were truthful. This is truthful twice in a row. And again, it looks like they carry guilt from this. They carry guilt from revealing what happened. It was the last thing they wanted to do. Like, they would have taken this to their graves if they could have. And in fact, it says, you may examine your past actions and feel guilty or angry and react more deeply to the fallout. Try not to hold on to the stress. Accept the situation and let go. Feeling helpless, emotionally overwhelmed. So they do actually feel guilty about what they did, even though they did it for a purpose. They still feel guilty about it. Like, they're not happy about what they did. Like, it still haunts them to this day. When I asked if they would be released, this one's kind of confusing because it's a yes card, but there's like a stipulation here. So let me see. Because it looks like their defense is, it looks like it's a yes because they're able to say it was self-defense. And I know that didn't work out for them well before, but it looks like for whatever reason it works out this time now, or it will. And the King of Wands reversed because it's like them defending themselves against the king, who we know is the father. But let's see if we can get a little more information about the King of Wands. It's interesting though that the mother didn't appear in this reading. Like every question, it's just them and the king. So it's them and him. He was their motivating factor behind this. The reverse king indicates a time of restriction when you can't get others to see your point of view. Equally check that you're not going against your intuition if you feel you're not following the right path, or drop the self-pressure and be open to alternative routes. Ooh, I think I know what happens. Being bullying, selfish, and opinionated, the reverse king as a person is narrow-minded and obsessive about rules. He can be an overbearing manager or a strict parental figure. He does not want to listen to anyone who doesn't agree with him, and full of self-interest, he is determined to get his own way. So, okay. This is going to be their defense against why they did it. They're going to point out more of the abuse and particularly focus on the father. The thing I'm kind of concerned about here is I wonder if they're going to be forced to do some kind of like Alfred plea or something. Because I don't know if this is telling us that they're going to get out because the jury and judge buy this defense, or if it's saying the judge is going to also be another king type and be so strict that he doesn't want to let them out and he's going to make them take some kind of plea deal. It does look like they will get out though, but there's some kind of weird stipulation here. But let's see if we can get anything else. Okay, the star reversed. Let me give you a little of that meaning. In reversed, the star can show giving up too easily. You may be too attached to a fantasy scenario while overlooking the details. Alternatively, you may feel lulled into a false sense of security in an adventure that has no foundation and little chance of success. An additional meaning is feeling alone just now without the support you need. Okay, this is what I mean about a stipulation. It looks like even though the public is on their side, something in the court system is going to delay them or prevent them from basically prevent them from having anything overturned, I think, unless there's a plea, like some kind of plea deal. That's just the vibe I'm getting here. Let me see. Because it talks about being lulled into a false sense of security. It's almost like they think everything's going to go in their favor and they think it'll finally change and then it won't actually be what they thought it would be. But it does seem like, let's see. Okay, let's see the world reversed. When reversed, the world shows you are ready to move on but feel blocked or don't feel you are deserving. It can also show hanging on to an ambition that eludes you. And if so, it's time to redefine what you want and adjust your expectations, as you may be clinging on to a dream to the exclusion of all others. This is what I was just talking about. There's this weird theme here about how they both have this dream scenario in their head of how it's going to play out, and it's not going to play out that way, and they have to take an alternative route. Alternative routes. Okay, let's see. I think it's a plea deal, you guys. That's just the vibe I'm getting. Let's see. Overall, the negatives here are minor, and you will get what you deserve. It may just take a little longer to become obvious. Okay, in the meantime, keep the faith. This is what I was saying. It says they will get out, but it might not happen as soon as they think it's going to, but it will happen. But I think they are going to have to take some kind of plea deal.
Okay. We're back on the record.
Okay, that was the TV. Let's ignore that, okay? The Four of Cups, by the way, is waiting around for an offer. So, you guys, I don't know. I think they're gonna also I think they're gonna be kind of reluctant to just take any plea deal, and they're gonna wait to see which the right one fits them. But honestly, might be worth to just accept what gets you out. The Five of Swords was, let's see, what was the question I asked? I believe it was about whether they did it for money in any capacity. And that would be okay, so listen to this. The traditional meaning of this Five of Swords is battle and loss. It often shows family disputes, conflicts with managers, and also being the victim of the system. In relationships, the card predicts tension and conflicts. I would say this wasn't about money. So no, again, it's just reinforcing that it was about family conflict. And will they get out? Yes, again, look, there's the happy ending right there. But the thing is it's at least there's some negative aspect to it. That's why I think it's a plea deal. Because if it was just them getting out, I think they would be happy. But there's like something negative here laced to it. Let me see. Let's see, Page of Swords. When reversed, this clever Page of Swords becomes manipulative and cunning. Be cautious about information you receive now, as it may not be reliable, and be discerning about what you hear about other people, as it may be unjust and even slanderous. As a person, the reverse page can be a gossip who seems to care little about misconception. At his worst, he can be devious and unscrupulous. Don't feel his fire. Yeah, I think it's a plea deal, you guys. He does get out, but I think it's they do get out, but it's through a plea, I believe. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Let me know what you think.